till it get low. Gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told it, say less and do more. Do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right. Dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her, and she gon' work that right. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. No more phone be blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she in next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict, might become an addict. Now I gotta have it, had enough with all the moves, yeah, move here. Ooh, let me grab it, now I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet, told her wait right here. I'll be back one sec, this is just time out, this is not no way. Go and grab that friend, and you know what's next, stay. You been rockin' with an all-star, baby, and I know you coming early like a five-star, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby, and they know me in the city like a mob star. Till they get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right. Dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her,
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide, never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Yanos live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But sometimes we come to you in the morning, guys. If Bitcoin's price action is interesting or doing something other than going sideways, we'll come to you bright and early at the ripe time of 11:51 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. Sorry about the delay here. We were supposed to start at 11:45, but Unfortunately, I don't know if it was the storm. I had trouble with the internet here or OBS. I don't know what the problem was. I don't even honestly know how I fixed it. I think I pretty much got lucky. But welcome in, Mafia. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in and hanging out with your boy Frankie Candles and the best community in crypto, the Candle Mafia, to do some TA on this thing they call Bitcoin, which is pumping, baby. She's pumping, guys. And we have flipped some key levels of support, of resistance into support, and we have gotten that next move up to a key level that we've been looking at on the live stream. Now, we've been looking at the bullish and the bearish case here, guys, because there were some bearish signals popping up on the chart, but Bitcoin just decided to rear its bull horns and blow right through that resistance to give us that bigger move up to that key level. We're going to be talking about that level. Are we going to get a bigger rejection, because we are starting to pull back right now? And if you guys tuned into last night's live stream, you will know that I took a 100x long at a key level, and that level wound up holding. So that long is still in play, guys. I'll be honest, I expected that thing to get stopped out pretty quick, and my stop out for that was liquidation. Don't use 100x leverage. I used a small amount of money that I was okay losing. Please do not just long your whole account on 100x. You will lose all your money 99% of the time. So I don't want this 100x long playing out to like give everybody confidence to just start using 100x leverage, but I will show that. I'll talk about it a little bit, and then we'll talk about kind of what we are expecting here coming up on Bitcoin. So if you have not already, guys, smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get will be added to our giveaways this live stream tonight. Not this live stream, but the one tonight at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be giving away some crypto, maybe, some Frankie Candles hats. You guys know Friday live streams are awesome. We just like to throw money in the air and give it back to the Mafia, because we could not do this without you guys. So with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts and see what we got going on here on this crazy thing they call Bitcoin. Let's get into it. So here we are on Bitcoin. Also, guys, how's my audio? I changed my audio settings a little bit. Let me know if I'm too loud, too quiet, too loud. Let me know if you guys can hear the sauce loud and clear. But shout out to Mont, shout out to Free Will. We got James M in the chat. James, good to see you, bro. Bullish on parade. Hey, Bullish, what did you do, bro? You woke up, started rearing your bullhorns. Now we're getting the pump to the upside. Let's see. We got the Godfather in chat. Go ahead and show him some love. Respect the Godfather, guys. You don't want to. That's one guy you don't want to disrespect. Trust me. I know him personally. But yeah, shout out to Try. We got Alfonso in the chat. Hey, from Portugal. Shout out to Alfonso. Shout out. I'm sorry, Alfonso. I was gonna say Alfonso. I'm surprised you're not in Italy. But yeah, let's see. It's getting saucy in here. Shout out to Gen X, DGen, and Satoshi Glakamoto. Like I said, best name on crypto YouTube here. Satoshi Glakamoto is one of the best. But guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the price action here and see if we can predict that next move. So, as you guys know, last night, let me just kind of cover what we were looking at. I'll cover some of these higher time frame levels. So, as you guys know, over the medium term, right, as we've remained pretty bullish, right? Not bullish, just calling for all-time highs, but bullish in the medium term, as we do have bullish market structure here with higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs. You don't want to fight the trend. The trend is your friend, but you got to be careful, because the trend is only your friend until the end, and then it's your enemy. Bullish market structure here. We also, last night on the live stream, talking about that little money flow crossover into the green on the daily. This was kind of what's keeping us a little bit bullish in the medium term. Now, I'll cover the bearish case we were looking at as well, because it really hasn't given us any move to the downside. Main range that we're looking at here is obviously sitting at about a couple of different ones I'm looking at. This is the main range. The one that I've been talking about most recently is this one right here, right? This is ever since about, honestly, 54K. 55K, looking for that move up to this value area low. What happens? Price gets gravitated to that value area low, and then this becomes your doorway to lower prices. The reason I go, you might be thinking like to yourself, why is this guy talking about previous price action? Well, because I want to help you guys understand what I look at on the charts to potentially, hopefully predict where price is going to go next. And this is how we do it, deviating below that value area low. Now, remember, we do still have, which I actually haven't really looked into too much today just yet. Money flow in these higher time frames still are looking a little sus, right? But as that lower time frame, higher hourly and daily time frame, looking pretty good as far as market structure and money flow. Expecting a push to the upside here, but we are now approaching, guys, in my opinion, the make or break moment for Bitcoin, right? Are we going to see 70K? Are we going to see new all-time highs? This is what the question I want to answer on today's live stream, or at least, try to answer. I'm not saying we're going to be able to predict it perfectly, but because, the question is, are we going to see this higher time frame finally decide to start showing its face? And I'm going to talk about the likelihood of that happening in just a minute. But, this becomes your doorway to higher prices. Once you get above that value area low, this is where you can expect to begin your journey up to the POC. And I'll be honest, guys, not oftentimes do you see price just absolutely yeet up to that value area high. Well, I guess it kind of happened here. Sometimes it does happen like that, but you have to expect it to be a journey, right? Once you get above those value area lows, it doesn't necessarily mean you could just instant long and go right up to the POC, but you have to be ready for some pullbacks, but as we were looking at on the recent live streams, as we did have some bearish confirmations in this consolidation for a potential pullback, you have to be prepared for these potential pullbacks. But even if we got a bigger pullback here, still talking about how we would remain bullish on the higher time frames, or I don't want to confuse the higher time frames. I should probably call them something different. The higher daily time frames, such as the 3-day, the 4-day, like these money flows are still kind of looking sus, but the daily is still technically a higher time frame, right? But you have to expect, even if you do get that pullback with money flow on the 10-hour, these hourly time frames, right? 10-hour money flow being in the green, pretty thick in the green here. Honestly, this actually doesn't look too bad, making you anticipate, lackluster pullbacks for higher lows and continuations to the upside. Obviously, we didn't get the more bearish case to play out here for the bigger pullback. We did get a little rejection from one of these levels, but not really anything too significant. Bitcoin just wanted to push up through that resistance. And as you guys know, that next major target that we were looking at was $67,000, which we have not come up and hit just yet. This is the macro POC of the range, right? So flip that value area low. You're looking to go start your journey up to that POC being the next main target at $67,000. Now, not only do we have the macro POC there, but as you guys know, if you watch the live stream, one of the other kind of major confluences that we've been looking at here is that weekly trend line, right? This weekly trend line, when pulled from the bodies of the candles, when I'm pulling these higher time frame trend lines or even support and resistance, I do pull them to the bodies of the candles. And you can see we are kind of getting that really, really like strong resistance here coming in at 67K on that POC / this major trend line, right? Because in the grand scheme of things, remember, we are still technically in a longer term downtrend. Doesn't mean that we can't pump to all-time highs. Doesn't mean we can't hit 70K, but based off the technical analysis, right, this is technically a downtrend, right? So the trend is your friend in the long term until the end. And that's why, I always kind of talk about how it's difficult for me to kind of separate, when I say I'm bullish, people oftentimes just think like I'm looking for all-time highs, but you have to separate the time frames, right? So like on a weekly time frame, this is definitely a downtrend, right? So you have to keep that in mind. But then when you go down to something like the, higher hourly time frames and, slightly lower time frames than the weekly, you can see this is obviously local bullish market structure, right? So that's why, on these kind of like lower time frame kind of swing trades, you would be looking and favoring longs. But in the long term, when you start hitting that major resistance, you have to kind of come to those higher time frames, check back in on them and be like, okay, well, we are still in a major downtrend here, so we can't forget about that. And that is really what has helped us find these lower highs at this level, lower high at this level, and even this little lower high that we made right here. And I will be honest, as I've been talking about on the live stream, the night stream, just because we break this level, this was an important target, which we did hit, and it was an important level to get above in order to see 67K. But this is not the last lower high that we were, this break of this lower high does not necessarily mean that we have broken the major downtrend and we're definitely going up, right? In my opinion, we would really have to break out of, that more of that weekly trend, right? So you really got to get above that POC. And in my opinion, once you get above that POC decisively and start holding support, that's where you could see the bigger move up towards that value area high, sitting at about $70,452. So that's the macro, guys. Now, as far as market cipher goes, daily green dot is now printing. And what do we have now? 90-minute money flow starting to cross over into the green. And as you guys know, when we're looking for those money flow crossovers into the green on the 90-minute with those daily green dots, sometimes it can give you that bigger move up. So that's kind of like the bullish scenario here on the daily if we are going to get a continuation up to 67K. So that's kind of the longer term scenario here, right? So with that being said, right, we had this kind of next level of resistance that we were looking at. So let me pull off this higher time frame analysis, and we'll pull up kind of a more local price action within this local trend. And there's been some major levels we looked at, right? We had the $64,000 level of resistance, which was very, very important. And as you guys can see, obviously we did get a lot of resistance here, and we even put in some bearish divergences that we were covering on the night stream, saying, hey, like if we wind up continuing to put in these bear divs, like we could potentially see that bigger move down. But what happens? We didn't wind up seeing that happen. You're not just because you have bearish divergences. I actually even talked about this. Someone asked the question, should I be, shorting bear divs? Like, is there something else you look for? And you don't just want to short bear divs to zero because there's a bear div, right? Like you have to keep the context. You're in an uptrend. Money flow might be coming up. But those bear divs did wind up bringing you down a little bit, but it didn't give you the bigger pullback to bring in lower lows, right? We just continued making those higher lows, and that continues you back to higher prices. So we get into that 64K level. We kind of bing bong around here. Things get pretty boring. But here's the levels. Once we wound up flipping this daily naked point of control, that's where we had an opportunity to come up to our next level of resistance, which, as you guys know, was not that level. What the heck? Do I not have it here? Hang on. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Maybe I don't have it on this chart. Maybe I'll have to redraw it. Let me pull up exo charts really quickly so I can get the exact level here. But let's see here. Pull up the TPO. It was sitting right here, right? This was that next key major level of resistance, sitting at about $66,360. I'll call it. I don't know if that's the exact level, but that will give you the general kind of. Let me go ahead and grab those coordinates. Bada boom, 66,350, bada boom, right? And then I will turn this blue because this is a time point of control, and that's what I have on exo charts here. So that's just kind of what I like to keep. I like to keep those constant here, and then we'll just type in TPOC. Let me get the exact level here, guys. Let me just come into bar replay mode real quick on exo charts. 66,354. Okay, so there we go. 66,354. And I'll just get that exact dollar amount, 66,350. Got to get those actual technical levels here, guys. Only get the best levels here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. But there you go, right? Looking for that potential break. If you did break these highs, as you guys know, right, we were looking at that liquidity sitting above $65,000 for a potential swing failure pattern. And I'll be honest, guys, it actually didn't look super unlikely to get a reaction off of that, because if I hide this 64K resistance, pull back up exo charts, pull up the high block capital, looking at those liquidation heat maps, right? We had that liquidity sitting above these highs at $65,000. And when we got the SFP here, which was a setup in the premium Discord for a potential pullback, we didn't know if that was going to be a bigger drop or if we were just we had that liquidity still sitting up here. We had that real hot block was starting at about 65,400, right? So we grabbed this local liquidity above this local range here, right? But we still had this hot block of liquidity sitting up here, right? So as we were coming down, we were looking at the fact of it may be a little suspicious that liquidity's here. Maybe we come up and sweep some of that. And we did do that yesterday. And not only did we come up and sweep the liquidity, guys, but we also had the higher time frame bearish divergences. And this is actually a beautiful way to kind of show you guys that, just because you get confirmations is not guaranteed. Trading is never going to be guaranteed. There is no promises in trading. Sometimes you get every single confirmation. Everything is pointing to a certain direction, and you just won't get that. And that is why I always look at the bullish and the bearish case, because we make money whether the price goes up or down, right? So it would you'd be leaving money on the table to not look at both scenarios. Otherwise, you have to just wait for price to go up. We actually were getting some bearish divergences forming yesterday. They actually, like right here, right? Lower highs on your momentum waves. You confirm it with a red dot as you swept that liquidity on the 65K level. You had those bearish divergences confirmed. And with the SFP of that level on some pretty interesting time frames here, it wasn't a full SFP here on the 1 hour, but it was very, very close to swing failing that level. And when you get those swing failures, sometimes you sweep that liquidity and you do get the bigger drop to the downside, but we did not see that, right? What happened? Market Cipher B decided to print a green dot right after that red dot. Look at this. We call this a VWAP flip, right? Because that VWAP crosses down, prints the red dot, and then it just flips right back up and gives you the green dot. So that did get invalidated, and although we did actually get a pretty decent pullback, right? We got a little pull to the downside, but nothing really significant, right? When you see those SFPs, you want to see a sweep of that liquidity and a quick, fast move to the downside, and we just didn't see that, right? We got a little move, but here is where the current price action comes in, guys. We get that little drop to the downside, and yesterday's live stream, we were looking at some new key levels of support, which was a new value area. These were fresh levels that I don't think I talked about on the live stream until last night. Thank God I talked about them last night, because what we were looking at, the bullish case that we were looking at last night, wound up playing out almost perfectly, right? So that range does come in here at around 67. I call it the $67,000 range from back in July. And I'll go ahead and pull that up for you right now. Shout out to anybody who was in the live stream yesterday. Hopefully you guys took these levels down and marked them out on your chart. And this is kind of what we were looking at yesterday, saying, hey, this is where I was entering that. This is where I was entering the 100x long down closer to this value area low. And what happened here? Let me just make sure we're at the right time. Yes, it was like right here, right? We looked at this volume profile, and just like any other volume profile, guys, if you're new here, right? I don't know if we have a lot of new people in here. I'm not usually live at this time. Maybe we got new people because of that. But as you approach this value area low, the value area low is key resistance until proven otherwise, right? You come up, you bang your head. You come up, you bang your head. You come up, you bang your head. But we know once you get above this level and you flip that value area low to support, this is now your doorway to higher prices, right? Once you break that level, you look to hold the value area low, and then once you hold above that level, you can look to begin your journey up to the POC. The same exact thing that we looked at on the major range, right? You could do this on any time frame, just like on this main range that I just showed. Current range, right? You get above that value area low. Once you hold it at support, you begin your journey to the POC. So you could do this on all different time frames, but specifically last night, as we were getting that sweep of liquidity, I did actually take a short down there, and I want to be very transparent with you guys because I'm in a lot of longs that are pretty deep in profit right now, right? But I'm not a perfect trader, and I actually made a pretty big mistake yesterday. Not a big mistake. I don't want to make it sound crazy, right? But I am actually trapped in a short right now. This doesn't actually happen very often to me. Usually, I'm pretty strict my stop losses. I get stopped out when I think the trade is invalidated. And I got a little trapped in this short, guys, and I am still holding this short, and it is in the red. But obviously, all the longs that I'm in are covering that plus way more profit, right? But that doesn't really matter to me, right? Because I broke my trading rules, and now I'm trapped in a short, right? And I'm feeling the pain, right? I am still green, but I would be way more green if I was just out of that short at a small loss, and now I'm just holding it, at a little bit bigger of a loss. So, maybe I'll get untrapped, but we'll have to see. And I'll show the trades in a second, in just a minute here. But what happened, guys? We got above this level, swept the liquidity, and we didn't know, right? Maybe those bearish divergences with the SFP, a lot of times this is a very strong signal for a bigger pullback. That was kind of the hope for that trade. Obviously, we came down a little bit, and then it just came back into the red. But I did enter the hedge long last night, which was a 100x long as we were approaching this value area low. Why'd I do it? Because I knew if we were going to hold this value area low, that we were going to potentially get a push up to our next target, which was that time point of control, guys. And what are we rejecting off of right now? It is that next target we were looking at, that key level of resistance, that time point of control sitting at $66,354. Hit, not to the dollar, but wicked above it, closed down below it, and we are now seeing resistance at that level. So if we do get a pullback here, I'll talk about kind of my likelihoods of, again, a big pullback versus just holding this range and hitting 67K finally. But, in the local context here, as long as we stay above this value area low, we could potentially expect small pullbacks. Get above, once we flip that POC, that TPOC, right? Time point of control. I'm not going to explain what that really means in, in this live stream, but, once we get above this level and flip it to support, that 67K local POC is going to come in, coming a little bit higher at 67,341. But obviously that is very confluent with our larger volume profile point of control, which is the real key level, the higher time frame key level, sitting in the major range, right? Like these two POCs are very, very close to each other. So this, very, very, very key level of resistance. And, let me go ahead and hide this real quick. But that's kind of the local range that I'm looking at, right? And another thing that we flipped here was, I don't know if we covered this on the YouTube live stream. I covered it with the premium Discord. Walking them kind of through my thought process on the bearish and bullish cases playing out here, what my thought processes were, being short from the SFP. Being short from the SFP up here, kind of talking about the process, my thought process, right? Like if we do come down, we could see the short play out, but because of the way money flow looked, because of that daily green dot, because of the 16-hour green dot with the 1 hour money flow, money flow kind of bullish, to be honest with you. So there was a possibility of holding that value area low. And really what I wanted to see for a decisive move, just to kind of really kind of brag about technical analysis in general, not necessarily my analysis personally, but just technical analysis in general. We had a key level here, guys. It was a daily level. It was sitting at $65,305. And in the premium Discord, literally giving a video update in there, talking about, guys, if we wind up, right, the short wasn't then in actually small profit at the time, but saying if we are going to hold this value area low and remain above it and get that move up to the $66,354 TPOC, the level to flip was this daily, right? So literally flip 65,305 and we're getting up to 66,354. What happens? We get above, tap start tapping the daily level, flip it to support, and then what happens? Bing bong, right up to that next target. Just plays out absolutely beautifully. And the volume profile just kind of gives us the context to where price is likely to go next. And I know I say it till I'm blue in the face. I know, like, oh, geez, people who have been here for a while probably roll their eyes when I talk about the volume profiles because I say it every day. But, we have new people in the stream every single day. And, like, this is the most reliable trading tool, in my own personal opinion. This is something you can get on TradingView, and if you can't get it for free, you can use the Frankie Candles Essentials on TradingView. Search my name. There's a free volume profile that you can use, no strings attached. You can literally go find it right now and use it. So there you go. As of right now, this is the local range. Value area low coming in at 64,434. POC sitting at 67,354, and the value area high at 68,509. Remain above the value area low, continue the journey up to the POC at 67.3. And then that is really going to be the key, like major level of resistance. That's what we want to flip to get really much more higher prices, but we have to get above it. We have to flip it. We want to close high time frame candles above it. And then that's where we can start to look up to higher prices. And last night, again, guys, it's not often that you'll see me enter a 100x trade, but like right before the stream yesterday, I just wanted to hedge as I was kind of down on that short. I did want to hedge with 100x long here, so let me go ahead and pull that up. That did wind up playing out pretty good, as we are now up much more than we were yesterday. I think we were up like $100 yesterday. Now up over $1,000 here, $478 of margin. Again, my stop loss here was basically just liquidation. That's why I say, this is not really a degenerate 100x long, because I have no stop loss, right? It's 100x. It's very easy to get stopped out of 100x long, but, I'm okay losing that 478, right? I would just consider it like a stop out for a small amount of money, right? And to be honest, like at this point, I'm not going to let myself get liquidated out of that. I will stop out in profit. If we do wind up coming back down. But there you go, guys. These volume profiles are absolutely a profitable strategy. And again, I always talk about, you're not, I'm not here to promise you guys that you can get rich overnight trading, right? It's just simply not the case. You're not. It's a very unrealistic goal, and I don't want to sell a fake dream here. You're not going to get rich overnight trading. It's very unlikely. It takes a long time to develop this skill and be able to do it profitably. And even if you understand the analysis, even if you have a good strategy, there is still a good chance that you will still not be profitable based off your trading psychology, right? That is a whole separate animal, and to be honest, that is the hardest part of it. So with that being said, $478, you don't need huge trading accounts, guys. $478 now, and now this account is up $1,000, right? So now that $478 account, right? I obviously have more money in this account, but if you start with $478, now again, don't use 100x leverage. I'm not saying you're going to be able to do this with 100x leverage, but just to kind of show, with $478, you don't have to turn that into $1,000 profit. Even you can make $100 profit in a day, right? You can make and I always say $200 a day. It will help people, get. It's basically like a yearly salary for most Americans, right? And it's definitely attainable. I'm not trading with a huge amount of money, at least on this trade. A lot of times I am in bigger trades, but $478 on the trade, right? So, and again, everybody's in a different spot. I don't want anyone thinking like, oh, I have $500. Let me put it on 100x leverage. Don't do that. You heard it from Frankie Candles. Don't do that. You're going to lose your money. I promise. But just to show you guys, you don't need a $50,000 account to make money. This was made. I entered this last night before the stream. Wake up, $1,000 in profit, right? So there you go. That's what we're looking at. Up 218%. Not too shabby here. And again, I'm kind of even ashamed to say it's 100x leverage. But again, I want to be very clear, right? This is an amount of money I'm willing to lose. It's kind of like a gamble account, right? Or a degen account. But with that being said, I did not enter this for no reason, right? What happened? I used the volume profiles, and I just want to be a little educational here to teach anybody who might be new to the stream. I used the volume profiles. We came down, we started consolidating, right? And I even used the Frankie Candles Essentials indicator, which is basically just a volume profile with some extra added features. And I pulled my volume profile, right? And this is on a 1 minute, right? So my thought process was, hey, if we just get a little tiny pop up here, this is a small move, right? It's a very, very small move. 0.2% move, right? It's like, that's why it's 100x leverage. Because if I could just come up here, make $100 or whatever, lock it in, it would be fine. But what happens, right? You come down to your volume profile, you deviate below the low, you put in the bullish confirmation, the Frankie Candles indicator marked out those confirmations with your sauce can and your divergence marker here. And then your thought process is flip that value area low to support, and just a testament to the volume profiles. These work, guys. You flip this to support. Once that value area low is flipped to support, you look to go to the POC and the value area high. And then eventually, we wound up breaking off and going even higher. And that wound up being a great hedge against my losing short right now, which is nice. Now, I am in some other long positions as well. I'm still in my long from 58K, not 48K. Oh, man, I was in my long from 40K, and then the exchange closed it on me. So sad, so sad. But the still long from 58K right down here. And if you guys watched that Fibonacci retracement video that I dropped Wednesday, definitely go check that out because I do a trade recap on exactly what I was looking at and how I used the Fibonacci retracement and the golden pocket to actually enter that trade. So I'm still holding this. I have like $2,500 locked in profit on that trade. Still up over $1,000 on that, unrealized. And then I'm also holding another long. Actually, this one's definitely up, but I am not. I've actually not checked it. Let's see. I showed this one on the live stream yesterday too. Yeah, so that one's also up 138%. Let me see. Let me pull up OBS so I can make sure I'm showing you guys this correctly. I'm not just like holding my phone out of frame here. So there you go. I'm not just not logged into the account, but that is a real account. So yeah, up on all the longs. Pretty nice. Pretty nice profitable week here. But now the hope is, hopefully, we could just come down and have my short come back into profit. I'm down about, I think, $1,200 on that short, but the longs are way more in profit than that, and a lot of that profit is locked in. Even if all my longs went to zero right now, my profit that I already have locked in will cover that, right? So just kind of showing you guys, you have to lock in profits. You have to manage your risk, right, and manage your capital. Trading is much more a game of capital preservation than it is about having a perfect strategy and just making $1 million every single day, right? You have to manage your risk. You have to cut your losses, which again, obviously I made a mistake, but I like to be fully transparent with you guys. I'm not going to come up here and pretend like I am a perfect trader. Nobody is a perfect trader. Even, I don't know who the best trader in the world is, but whoever it is, I'm sure they make mistakes. It's not an opinion. I'm sure they do. But yeah, it's all about following your rules. And that's why I like to share my mistakes, because when you make your mistakes, it doesn't make you a horrible trader. What makes you a bad trader is not accepting that you made a mistake and learning from it in the future, right? So there you go. Hopefully that transparency helps you guys out. Yeah, risk management is key. Shout out to David T. Absolutely. I would say it's like literally 80% risk management and psychology, 20% TA. Once you learn how to do the analysis, it's with you forever, right? And you could be the best analyst in the world. That does not make you a good trader, right? Like I could call every single move here, right? I could call this, $58,000 long, right? Like this was in the premium Discord. And I could get into this trade, right? And then, if I don't have the wherewithal to take profits along the way, we don't know if you're going to break the lows here. You don't know if you're going to come all the way up here and then nuke back down, right? Trading is very unpredictable. It's very hard to guarantee a move, right? So if you're not taking profits along the way, you have to protect yourself against those things or you're never going to make money. You have to take the money off the table. So there you go. Shout out to Medic Money. What is going on, bro? With the rocket ships. Let's get it. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so should we check out some altcoins here? Shout out to Maggie. Shout out to Maggie. What is going on? Maggie says, Frankie Kendall's Essentials Indicator saved me from panic selling yesterday. Let's go. Shout out to Maggie, guys. And again, I have nothing to gain from sharing this indicator with you guys. It is 100% free. There is no strings attached, no email, no nothing. Just search it in TradingView, get it. It's free. And it will absolutely help you. Let's see. Shout out to, I don't know how to say that name. On Beastfit. Shout out to you, bro. What is going on? He says, what's good, Frankie? I'm doing well, bro. Just enjoying the longs running here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Sheep's still pumping, guys. Let's take a look at Sheep because, again, speaking of technical analysis, let's go ahead and check out Sheep because we looked at this yesterday on the live stream, and what were we looking at? Go back to the live stream and look. This is the one thing I love about live streaming, right? Like, I would never want to say that we were looking for something if we weren't, right? But everything I do is on live and recorded on YouTube, right? So I literally have to show what actually happened. I can't just be like, we said that was going to happen, but we didn't say it was going to happen, right? This is all fact checkable. And please, if we didn't talk about this yesterday, somebody call me out. I know we did. But what were we looking at yesterday? Let's go back to the stream time, right? Which yesterday was the 26th at about 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys aren't subbed to the channel, make sure you are so you don't miss these this analysis before price moves. So the 26th at about 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This was the live stream, guys. So we were all the way back here. And again, this is why you don't want to miss the streams, guys, because, over time, when you see me do this analysis 100 times, you'll start to understand how to do it yourself, right? I'm giving it all away for free here. Tons of free value here. That's what I pride myself on this channel. I just want to help people, right? Obviously, this is a business, it's a YouTube channel. I like making money trading. I like making money. But my main goal is to help the mafia. I want to, when I get these messages of people, I made money with your indicator, or I made money from something you taught me, or you made a call, I did my own analysis and it played out. Thank you for your help. Like, this is what I live for, right? This is what makes me enjoy my life so much. I've always wanted to be in a position to be able to help people And I didn't know it was going to be helping people make money at one point in my life. But the fact I'm able to help people and change their lives, as people say in the chat, I get DMs all the time. It's the coolest thing in the world. It gives me goosebumps, and I don't just say that. It really does. Last night, right? What are we looking at? Remember, the price action is always going to be seeking fair value, guys. So, we have kind of wonky ranges here, but as she was kind of bing-bonging around here, like even on the higher time frames, we saw this last time we broke into this major value area. Is Sheeb looking for the move like this? Maybe. We'll have to keep looking at the price action. Things can change, but price is always seeking fair value. Fair value are these ranges, right? So when you have fair value inside these ranges, you're expecting the highs to get respected and the lows to get respected. That's why trading volume profiles is so profitable. But if you get the imbalance and the buyers start outweighing the sellers and you get a big impulse to the upside, where is price going to seek? Well, it's going to oftentimes, more often than not, it's going to look for a previous area of balance. Where is that last previous area of balance? Let me see if I can get the profiles to spawn here. You have a previous area of value right here. And if you break out of this one, price is naturally going to seek out the previous fair value. That's why we pull these ranges and extrapolate the levels to the right. And you can see how accurate this is, because last time she broke out, you get above the value area high, you get the move up to the value area low, previous value area low. This is your target. And then once you get above that value area low, you look to go to the POC and then look for the move to the high. And this actually is an extreme example where it just literally came up, flipped, straight to the value area high. It's not always that beautiful. But last night on the live stream, as we were sitting right here saying, hey, price got the pump to the upside. We have left the old area balance below. And where are we going to seek out, right? We have these, local ranges down here. You could argue that this was a local range, right? We have this local value area. And, once you wind up losing this balance and you get an impulse to the upside, where is price going to seek out? Well, very simply put, guys, it's going to seek out the previous areas of value, which is sitting up here in this range. So what does that makes you think, hey, well, where's price likely to go? If we continue up, we're looking for price to get into this value area. We know we're going to get attracted to this level. And then once you flip that value area low, you can look for the continuation up and that journey up to the POC. Now you have to be careful because sometimes you can come up here and you can kind of bing bong around a little bit, right? Before you finally reclaim and go for the POC. It's usually a journey. But what happens here? Let's just play it through. Bada boom. Price shoots right up into that value area low. So that makes this value area low sitting at 2053, right? I don't know how many zeros that is. This is the key level of support, right? Now, I'm not saying you have to hold this, right? That's the key. You don't know if you're going to hold this or not, but as long as you remain above this value area low, you could potentially anticipate price to kind of continue its journey up to the POC, right, which is sitting at about 2664. So that's how you could kind of call these moves, right? Now, it's not that easy. It's not like, you have to know where to pull the ranges from, which is kind of an art. But, and there's other things, right? You're not going to expect price to break out of here and go up to your next area of value if, money flow isn't looking good or the higher time frames look bearish or whatnot. There's other things to look at here. But there you go, right? This looked good for that move into the value area low. And here we are the next day sitting right at that key level. So, with that being said, we are getting some bearish divergences. Could you correct? Could you lose the value area low? Yes. I don't know if that would instantly mean that you're going to absolutely lose it. But you might kind of play around with the value area low a little bit until you finally reclaim it. But yeah, I would say, 4 hour green dot looking to print. Let's see. Yeah, daily money flow looks good here. I'll be honest, right? Like, it doesn't guarantee a big move up, but, if that money flow crosses over into the green, whether you get a cool off first or not is a whole nother argument, right? But if that money flow looks good, if that money flow crosses into the green, your idea here is to flip that value area low, and if that money flow comes into the green, you're going to be looking up towards your next targets. Now, you do have some other levels here. You have some daily levels. I'll give you just a couple of those. I'll give you the most local ones here. So you'd have a daily level sitting right here at about 2221, and then you also have another daily level right here at about 2349, right? So this is probably what's going to give you a lot of the turbulence, but once you flip these levels, you can then look up towards your POC. So are we going to see a 2664 Sheeb? Well, I don't know. You might cool off a little bit, but if that money flow crosses into the green, you could just back test this stuff, right? Last money flow crossover into the green happened right here on Sheeb, right before a big move. And again, doesn't guarantee it. I want to be very clear. TA is not 100% of the time, but look at this. This is kind of similar, right? Where you're approaching a little value area low here, right? Resistance, you come in, you lose it a little bit, but once that money flow comes into the green, you continue up towards that POC. So yeah, that money flow on the daily doesn't look too shabby. 10-hour money flow also pretty thick in the green here. 12-hour crossing into the green, 16-hour crossing into the green. So that would be kind of a good sign, right? Because a lot of times those lower time frames will leak into those higher time frames, right? So 16-hour money flow crossover into the green could indicate that daily may be looking for the same thing. So we'll keep an eye on this. We'll keep looking at it on the night stream as well. But there you go. Target hit on SHIB. Now the next goal is to flip that value area low for the bigger move up into these local levels of resistance as well as the POC at 2664. All right, let's see. Shout out to Dave Digital. What is going on, bro? He said, I'm at the dang gym. Oh, let's go. Dave, you gym rat. You gym rat, bro. Shout out to I almost said shout out to Jim. Shout out to Dave Digital. Getting those gains in, bro. Shout out to you, man. Consistency. The consistency with Dave is absolutely insane. Shout out to Dave Digital. He's been on a crazy fitness journey. Dave said, wait, what? Frankie Candles live in the morning or afternoon. Unbelievable. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Crypto Crabman, said I'd buy a Frankie Candles hat, but buying one seems like it makes the wheel worse. Yo, shout out to Crypto Crabman. Guys, I was up last night doing some work on the live stream here. I don't know. I don't want to do any. I'm just really pumped. We're going to start making some changes to this live stream visually, and hopefully we're going to add some really, really, really fun segments. We're trying to work out what exactly we want to do, but I am so pumped, and it might have something to do with the Wheel of Pain and Pleasure. If you know that, you're an OG. If you know what the Wheel of Pain and Pleasure is. But yeah, I'm so tempted to hit a button on the. Guys, we are going to have a special button on the live stream that I'm going to hate hitting, but you guys are probably going to root for. Yeah, let's see. So Skinny says, I think 63K is a good retest area. Let's talk about it. So yeah, I mean, whoo, baby, rejecting that TPOC beautifully. I mean, listen, if we do, what I would be kind of looking at here is as far as the way down, if we do come back down, and I will potentially be looking to hedge myself with shorts up here. I don't really love, shorting into aggressive uptrends like this. I would really like to see some consolidation. And right now, we don't really have much consolidation other than like the 1 minute here. But if we do come down, key levels, in my opinion, the major key level, the first major key level would be the daily at about 64.5 or 64.438. So maybe we come down, right? And that would give us an opportunity to at least get some kind of a bounce. But then once we start losing this level, what are we likely to do, right? Well, we're likely to just get accepted back into this volume profile. If we don't bounce off that level, right, we're probably going to get accepted back into that lower volume profile. And very simply put, that lower volume profile is coming in right here, right? What the heck? Where is that range? Where is my range? It's gone, guys. Somebody stole our range here. But I'll just pull it. I'll just pull a new one here. Bada boom, right? So we are likely to come back down, and I'll actually pull this to the current price action. So yeah, value area high coming in. Yeah, I mean, hey, I mean, there's your confluence, right? So if you do come back down to that value area low, this is an absolutely key level of resistance, or support, I'm sorry. So let me just actually, I'm going to label this key, right? Because we want to make sure, and it's not just key because it's a level of support. The reason this is key is because not only is it the key level we need to hold for higher prices because we don't want to lose that value area low, but if we lose this value area low, we'll also be getting accepted at the same time. I'm not going to draw it out because it'll be just right on top of each other. But if we come down here and we get stuck under this level, guys, this is the value area high of the previous range, right? So we get stuck underneath here, may be likely to get sucked down towards that POC, which is getting closer to that $63,000 level. Now, if we want to find some confluence here, let's go ahead and pull some, so maybe if you go down for a full 786 retracement, you would have some confluence here on the 786 POC. So these would kind of be like the two next major levels of support that I would be looking at. And I'm sure if I pull this local fib as well, yeah, I mean, value area low / value area high of the previous range, these are the key zones, right? Because once you come down here, start losing this, POC becomes likely, but in the grand scheme of things, it may just be that 786 retracement. Start losing this, then we're just, fully accepted back into this range, and we can then treat that as our current volume profile and trade it accordingly, right? So there you go, right? And, again, just looking at these longs at the value area lows, guys, is oftentimes, where you're going to get, pretty decent entries, right? Not that you could just wait to come down to a value area low and enter and make $1 million, but, even down here, my other long position that I'm in, or one of my long positions, is down from the bottom of this volume profile. Why am I long there, right? Well, it's because within the context of this range, right? And at the time, it was before the breakout, so the levels were slightly different, right? And looking more like this, right? With the volume profiles, profiles, you're looking for longs at the high, not longs at the highs. You're looking for shorts at the highs, deviations above that range. Once you break this level, this is an overvalued asset within the local range. So you're looking to sell that back into the value area, down to the POC, and then back down to the low. And then for me, a lot of times it is enter up here, right? Look for the bearish confirmations on a lower time frame. You can't just enter as you deviate. You have to find those confirmations. We go over all that stuff more in the premium Discord. But once you find those levels, those confirmations, you have a clear trading plan, right? You have a clear trading plan. Say you get somewhere in on this candle. Your clear trading plan, well, is, hey, if we wind up coming back down, where am I expecting price to go? Well, very simply put, I'm going to expect it to come down to the value area high. That's kind of your first level that you would look for a bounce. But once you get accepted back in, you're looking to go to the POC and the value area low, which gives you a beautiful TP1 and a TP2. And depending on how high up you enter here, if you have enough room between the entry and your value area high, you can even use that as a take profit as well. Not financial advice, but that's what I like to do, just to protect myself. That way, if we do come down and we wind up bouncing off the value area high to continue up, because sometimes that does happen, right? Sometimes you come up, flip it to support, and break out. If that does happen, you could take some profit, and then if you get stopped out, your stop loss should be at break even, right? And then you'll just get stopped out in profit, and you'll still make money. It's still a winning trade. Not as much profit as you wanted, but it is still a profitable trade. And then, that is kind of like a good way to, safely manage your risk, right? While still being able to keep your gains going, right? Not keep your gains going, but able to make money rather than just like holding this for the value area low, and then if it bounces here, you stop out at a loss. At least you'll have to get to take home a small win, right? And then again, right, like my long down here, why was I long here? Well, we were approaching the value area low. I actually front ran this a little bit because I was going live, so I wanted to get into the position because I probably wasn't going to be able to enter it on stream. I entered here, went into drawdown a little bit as we came down to the value area low, but then we put in some nice bull divs down here as well as some other stuff. And that's where I look to take that's where I look for the move up to the value area high. And then obviously we got the bigger move up. Not the 100x long. The 100x long was from up here. So yeah, there you go. Volume profiles are beautiful, guys. They are really unbelievable because, in the premium Discord, we had a short setup from here. I actually missed that setup, unfortunately, personally, but it was in the Discord. But we don't know, right? You don't always know if you're going to get the break to the downside or the break to the upside. But when you're trading the ranges, not only price ranges 80% of the time. Remember that, right? So it gives you the most opportunity to trade, right? The most opportunity to make money. Because if you're ranging 80% of the time, you can then actually make money trading these ranges, right? Rather than just waiting to see when you're going to break out and trying to enter, right? And then, you don't know if you're going to break down or break up, but if you're trading the ranges, oftentimes, and you're managing your risk correctly, oftentimes you're going to go ahead, be in a short here, just to kind of draw this out on like how this would look, right? So, again, full transparency, I did miss this setup. Although it was in the Discord, I did miss it, unfortunately. But, the way I would handle this if I took both of these trades is, you take the short, get down to the value area high, maybe the POC, you start taking profit. Your stop loss is either at break even or in profit at this point. But once you start taking money off the table, that's now a guaranteed winning trade. You don't care if price doesn't break down. You don't have to call, oh my God, this is going to be the big move down. But all you really need is the reliable move back into the profile, back down to the value area low. And then if price does wind up doing what it does here, right, and you don't get the bigger breakdown, if you're looking for longs at the lows, likely you're going to be in a long here. And that's where you could become long and short at the same time. And then if price comes up and gives you the bigger breakout, you get stopped out in profit on the short while your long continues to run. And this is how oftentimes, I'm in a situation where, even if I get stopped out of a trade, oftentimes it's still a winning trade. And it's the only way to guarantee a winning trade, right, is to manage the risk. It's not about, you're never going to find guaranteed winning trades by using a strategy. You're never going to find guaranteed winning trades by following signals, right? And anybody who might be thinking about joining the premium Discord, I do want to be straight up as explicit as possible. It is not a signals group. What I do is I give you premium technical analysis, all the levels, as well as the areas where I am interested in longs and shorts, and then I give you the confirmations that I would like to see at those levels in order to take the short. It is not a Discord where you come in and I say buy, 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 or sell, 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 right? That is not sustainable or even a good idea in my opinion, because it's not going to make you, it's not going to make you a good trader, right? It's just going to make you chase trades, right? And you're not going to know why you're entering. And then if it stops out or you lose, you're not going to know why. You're not going to learn anything, and you're never going to make any money, right? It's not a sustainable thing. Maybe you get lucky on some calls, but it is we give you the premium setups, right? I try to front run what price action will do, and then I give you the confirmations I'm looking at those individual zones, right? So when we come down here, I'm not saying Everybody buy. It's definitely going to go up. Why don't I do that? Because there's no one on earth that can tell you, buy here, it's definitely going up. It could be a toss-up. Maybe it goes up. I think it's going to go up. But I will say, we already know that, ever since this range started, we have those long zones and what we're looking for in those zones to take the trades. So it's kind of like, if this, then that statement. Guys, if we see this, if we see price come down and do something like this with these specific confirmations at the low, at this long zone, when we come down to the range low, that's where I'm looking for longs, right? You can catch this long, you can catch this short, right? You can catch this long, you can catch this short. And there you go, right? And then, you can make your own decisions, right? Because that's going to make you profitable over time and able to make money when I'm not there, holding your hand through the trade, right? So there you go. I actually want profitable traders. I don't just want to I want to give you the fishing rod and then tell you where to go fish. I want to give you the best best fishing gear. I want to give you the best rod. I want to give you the best fishing rod. I want to give you the I want to give you the best fishing rod. I want to give you the best bait, the best lures, and then I want to point you to where all the fish are, and I want to tell you exactly how I would catch those fish, right? And then that way you can go trade altcoins, go trade whatever you want, and yeah. Do I have a video on volume profiles? Shout out to Alan. Yes, I do have a video on volume profiles. I will also, it's probably going to be one of the next installments in the beginner series when the next video comes out, which will be next Wednesday. Hopefully, hopefully I don't have any technical issues or anything. But yeah, go check out that beginner series, guys. I show you how to set up trading views from scratch. I show you the next one was the Fibonacci video. They're not really necessarily in order. I will just have like general support and resistance, how to read candlesticks. And it's basically just taking all my beginner videos that I've made on the channel and remaking them in an updated fashion to help people not know anything about the charts to fully understanding technical analysis and how to read the charts and from a base level, right? So there you go. I love the trading view. I love those trading view tutorials. Yeah, shout out to Free Will. I give you my top 5 shortcuts that I like to use that save me a ton of time. I've spent years and years and years and years on TradingView, guys, and I probably don't even know all the tricks, but I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of hours on TradingView and just doing analysis, and hopefully I can save you guys time and show you what helps me do the most efficient analysis and the tools that I think are the best, that work best for me at least. And then yeah, so the next video will be coming out on Wednesday, and hopefully we can get people from knowing nothing about the charts to understanding how to do their own TA and at least set up a basic chart and understand how some of the tools that I like to use work. Let's see. Shout out to Multi-Sig Dummy. Said, bro, real quick, do you have a video describing how to keep your calves so smooth and silky? Shout out to Multi-Sig Dummy, guys. I don't have shoes on, but I do have socks, so the dogs are covered. But I will show some calf. If you guys are new here, I don't know. People, it's a thing in my life. People just make fun of my calves because they're big. I don't know why. But anyway, here we go. Oh! There they are. You guys can't really see them. I can't get my leg that high. But there you go. A little sneak peek of the calves. But yeah, it's a lot of cocoa butter. Shout out to Multi-Sig Dummy. Shout out to Mountain Magnets. What is going on, bro? Say, what up, Frankie? What up, Frankie? Awesome morning stream. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you so much. But yeah, I like popping in here when we get exciting price action. Shout out to Rag Capital. But yeah, guys, and that's it, right? Like I just like to share. Like signals groups are. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why people would like to do that. That's just. Shout out to Jonathan Blanco. Said, I know you said higher time frames. That higher time frames. We are in a downtrend, but don't you consider the structure forms a bull flag? Yeah, Jonathan, great question, bro. Great question. Yes, and the answer is absolutely. 100%. Yeah, so I'll actually just bring that up real quick. I'll just get rid of that volume profile. So yeah, absolutely, right? I was going to bring that up, but we've actually talked about this a lot on the night stream. So I try not to beat the dead horse too much. I love animals. I'll beat the dead horse a little bit, but I don't want to completely destroy it. But yeah, absolutely. You can look at this as a bull flag. 100%. This is for sure. It's very, 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 very difficult to know when a bull flag is a bull flag and when it is just however you want to draw it. I'll just draw it roughly here. Yes, this is 100% forming what looks like a bull flag. It is very difficult to know if it's a bull flag or if it's just a downtrend and you're just going to continue to look for breakdowns, right? Not all bull flags break out, but they oftentimes they do. So like the first kind of measured move I would pull for this, you could pull it from here maybe to here. If that breaks out, what are you looking at? $130,000. And I've actually pulled this up before on the live stream, looking at that $127,000 level. Yes, that is definitely a scenario. But it's important to know it does not guarantee it, right? We could 100% potentially, right? 100% some of the time, right? You could potentially see this bull flag break out and give you much higher prices. Totally plausible. There's an argument to be made for that. Absolutely. So yeah, the quick answer is yes, I do keep that in mind. And that's why I, as a trader, am never taking just a fully bullish or fully bearish stance, right? Like even if this 3-day money flow was looking even worse than it was right now, which it is kind of trying to come up here, so maybe we just fake out. But even if this money flow was tanking, right, I would keep that into consideration, but I would also take the traditional analysis into account, right? Like maybe this bull flag just breaks out, but this is really hard to tell if it's going to break out. Some ways that I like to try and do it is, if you're trying to figure out if a bull flag or a range is going to break up or down, kind of a simple way to try to identify that is if your money flow is coming up, right? So like if you look at other times where you saw that. It's kind of hard to say. I don't want to spend too much time trying to find like an exact bull flag that was doing that. But what you could do is like, I'll just draw this out real quick. If you have a range, right? So let's just say, let me draw this out for anybody looking to learn, right? So let's say you have a range, right? You just start forming a little bit of a range, bada boom, bada bing. Actually, we'll just say it's a bull flag, right? So we'll just say it's like, technically, it's technically a range. Price action's never this clean, right? You obviously have like wicks and stuff. You'll have like a bunch of sketchy stuff, like you break a low here, you break a low here, like so. It's hard to say, right? But like if you're looking at something like this, and like you're looking at that bull flag, and I guess technically this would be coming from like an uptrend, but like if you're trying to figure this out, right? If this is going to break up or down, to be quite honest with you guys, what I would like to see for a bull flag to break up or down is to see something like this. And maybe this is something like maybe this is going to be something like what we see, right? And let me just draw this a little bit better just to make it a little more realistic here. Bada boom, bada bing, right? So you have a bull flag here, right? And let's just say, as far as money flow goes, right? Like what I would like to see, and this is not 100%, but what you would want to see is money flow coming up on the higher time frames, right? So, really what you would want to see is like your bull flag kind of forming, so if you're looking at this and your money flow starts coming up and it crosses into the green, that would indicate that like, hey, maybe you get the bigger breakout, right? Maybe I could pull this up on a monthly time frame. It might be a little easier because there's like less noise. We're not gonna get it. Actually, let me pull it up on the Bitstamp chart real quick. So, yeah, it's not gonna. Let me see. I just want to make sure. Yeah, so like typically, like I'll just do it like this, right? Like you have a downtrend here. Like you don't really want to see money flow coming out on that, right? Like what I would rather see is literally the opposite. And I talk about this on the live stream a lot. What I would want to see for a bull flag breakout is, you would want to see money flow coming up and crossing into the green. That would indicate a very likely breakout, in my opinion, because you have the bull flag and your money flow is coming up. But we kind of have the opposite here. But again, it's really hard to call. There's not going to really be a way that you can just guarantee it. You either have to take the probability and kind of gamble on it, or if you see the confluence with money flow, it could add a little bit of confidence to it. But because you could just see this money flow fake out, right? If this money flow comes back into the green, maybe that's where you start to see the bull flag break out. So yeah, I am definitely looking at both situations, right? I am not fully bullish or fully bearish. I am a trader. I wait for the key levels, and then I wait for the price to interact with those key levels, and I make the trading decision, right? A lot of my trades are held for a couple days. Some held longer, some held shorter, right? But yeah, very hard to tell if it's going to break out. So, it really depends on how it develops, right? If we start coming up to this POC and this money flow starts coming up, then, at that point, I would kind of say, hey, maybe it is a little bit more likely for this to play out like a bull flag, right? But yeah, I can't, it's really hard to call that kind of stuff. You can also kind of look at like what your delta's doing up here, or your CVD, right? Are there more longs opening, more shorts opening to try to figure it out? But it's really hard to say, I'll be honest, right? Like just kind of looking at how bull markets work, like let's assume that like macroeconomics plays zero part. We're not going to get any black swans. I mean, to be quite honest, right? Like what happens? The bottom comes in, you get a big move up, consolidation. I always talk about this. You wash out the longs, and then you get another big move up. Consolidation, wash out the longs, big move up. Consolidation, brutal consolidation because it's like grinding down. And then did we wash out the longs here for the next leg up? Definitely a possibility. But for me, for my long-term bags, like my average buy-in for Bitcoin is $21,000 to $22,000, $20,000 to $21,000 about, right? So I'm not worried really about this. But as a trader, right, I am just looking for longs at the lows and then shorts at the highs, right? So if I look for a short up here, it doesn't necessarily mean I think price is going to zero. I might just be looking to short that for a higher low and a move back to the upside. But that's all identifiable through the analysis and the current price action that comes in every single day. And we have to make those decisions. You have to be willing to kind of shift your sentiment back and forth, especially as a trader. If you want to make money trading, especially like a lot of people want to be day traders, if you want to do that, you really, 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 really have to be willing to flip your sentiment and identify, right? Like I'm not looking at like a bearish divergence here on the daily as like warning sign for my spot bags that I bought all the way down here. Right? Like a bearish sign up here for a potential move down to 40K is not going to scare me out of my spot bags. But not everyone's in that situation, right? A lot of people bought up here. So this might be their last chance to get out of break even if it's going to dump. That's just not the situation that I'm personally in. So yeah, it really depends on each individual trader, in my opinion. Shout out to Dwayne Hooper. Shout out to you, bro. Said POC for drawing money flow and volume profile tools. The POCs come from something called a fixed range volume profile. You can find it in TradingView right here. Fixed range volume profile. It's in your, where you have your long and short positions. It's 4 tools down. Open up that draw. Fixed range volume profile. And there you go. If you can't use that one, you can just search my name. Shout out to LuxAlgo. This is my free indicator in collaboration with LuxAlgo. If you guys want to check out LuxAlgo's premium indicators, which I do highly recommend, you can check the link in the description down below. They have a ton of really, really good tools. Awesome. Different payment options. I think they do a 30-day money-back guarantee still, but this one is free. You could search this, click it, and then you can just go ahead and pull your volume profile, and you can literally do this right this second. Like just you could do this right now, get this on your chart right now, no strings attached whatsoever. And you can see that POC sitting at $67,000. So there you go. And then the money flow, this is Market Cypher B. Also, I have a discount code with them, not because I don't shill this stuff because I'm sponsored, guys. I'm not sponsored by it. We're sponsored by LuxAlgo. We're not sponsored by Market Cypher, but I am an affiliate. If you want to save money, you could use my discount code MCFrank20 to get a little bit of a discount. But this is Market Cypher B. They also have other indicators on there as well. The reason I use Market Cypher, the reason I use LuxAlgo is because they work, and I was using both of these indicators before I ever was involved with them in this YouTube channel. I use it because it works, and I think it will help out you guys just as much as it helped out me. If you don't want to use my links, please, for the love of God, still go use their stuff because it works. So there you go. Bada boom. Oh, thank you, Tony, for dropping the link to the my free indicator. Happy Friday, Mafia. Shout out to Royal Canadian Bear Force. Shout out to you, bro. Bring in the Bears, baby. Bring in the Bears. Dump it. I don't care. We go up, we make money. We go down, we make money. And that's what it's all about, guys. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Tom. Said 10 out of 10. Recommend Market Cypher. Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. I bought 70-something of Bitcoin at 19K. Now $300. No leverage. Used Robinhood. Lol. Shout out to Elite Ways EZ, bro. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, I mean, hey. That is I thought you meant you bought 70K. I was like, oh God, you're probably underwater, or you're definitely underwater. But no, yeah, there you go. No leverage. You buy low and you sell high. You don't necessarily need leverage. But again, one thing I do want to kind of mention here is like price action is it's fractal, right? So how you see these things play out on a weekly time frame, right? Like you'll know this because we cover this all the time, guys, right? You pull this volume profile. Right? Why am I going over here to pull my volume profile, guys? Oh, God. We're losing it, guys. We're losing it. But no, you pull this volume profile up here. How do I treat this, right? This is a fair value, right? This is considered the fair value for Bitcoin. Anytime you deviate out of that value area high, meaning just break out of that value area high, you can look at that as premium, right? Or overvalued or expensive, very simply put. It's expensive when it's up here, right? And if the fair value is between 70 and 59K, when you come above 70K, you could say, well, hey, this is above the fair value, and that's what makes you look for a short back to the POC, which, by the way, is the strongest magnet within the volume profile. The value area low is a magnet. The value area high is a magnet. The POC is also a magnet, but it is the strongest magnet because it's the area where the most volume was transacted. This is like a little mini volume profile tutorial. The way I would use it here is look for shorts at the highs, longs at the lows, right? If I come down here below the low and I'm seeing, again, you can't just trade bullish divergences. It's not that easy, but I just like in a basic form, right? Just for the argument's sake, you deviate below the value area low, and you're getting a bullish divergence out of this volume profile. Now, this is on the 3-day time frame. What happens? This is a cheap asset. You're getting some kind of at least one bullish signal that could indicate that price might be ready to return back to the fair value, which is the POC of the range, which is exactly what we're seeing, which is exactly why we looked for this to happen, right? Now, this is the same exact technique. It's all fractal. It works the same exact way. This is the 3-day time frame. This works the same way all the way down on the 1 minute. That 100x long that I entered on the live stream yesterday, or I guess technically not on the live stream, but the long that I entered yesterday is the same exact thing, right? I'm just looking at a volume profile, right? I pull the volume profile and I looked for price to go below the fair value locally. Now, again, you're not going to hold this as long as you would hold a trade made off the 3-day. You're going to hold this very short, right? This is only, just to kind of explain time frames, this is from the value area low to the value area high is only 0.3%, less than 1%. On a 3-day time frame, right, that move below the volume profile to the POC or even the value area high is 33%, right? But it works the same way. This is below the fair value. You can then look potentially for longs. Again, not going to give all the entry triggers that I look for, but you look for that move below the profile, you look for a bullish confirmation, and then you look to ride it back to the POC, back to the value area high, right? It's the same exact strategy, whether you're looking at the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 10 hour, the 16 hour, the daily, the 2-day, the 3-day. It's all the same theory. And that's why I love volume profiles, or any kind of analysis will work exactly the same way. But yeah, so there you go. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, shout out to Tony D said, confirmed, free account on TradingView still allows fixed range volume profiles. Must have just glitched when I tested it on the free demo account. Shout out to Tony D. Yeah, so you can use the fixed range volume profile without paying for TradingView. If you could still get my free indicator, it has extra sauce on it. You get the signals, like I said, just to show that example once again, one of the reasons, right? It kind of helps you understand, it kind of just takes my trading strategy and consolidates it into one indicator, right? Because I like to use Fibonacci, I like to use certain bullish confirmations, and this will not only let you know when the bullish confirmations are forming, but it lets you only know when those confirmations are forming below the value area or above the value area, right? So if we were getting bearish confirmations like bear divs up here, you would get, these lines point out the divergences, and then that sauce can is letting you know that the confirmations are happening outside the value area. So it's like, hey, you're outside the value area, you're getting a divergence, and there's bullish confirmations outside the value area. You could look for a potential position back up to the other side of the range. Oftentimes you see these fully rotate. Same thing back here. And again, you don't always go back to the high, but the POC is always very likely, right? So same thing. You get the sauce can, you come back up to the POC. Now, you can't just trade this as a buy and sell signal. You can't just say, oh my God, sauce can long. I know it looks like that sometimes, right? But it's not a buy and sell indicator. They don't exist. Even if it's my indicator, I'm not going to tell you that you could just download this and or get it on your chart and just buy and sell the sauce cans. But you will see they're very, very reliable. Even on the higher time frames, guys, I was actually talking to the premium Discord about this. Like the Frankie Candles Essentials has been like super, super, super nice, even in the ranges that we've been in down here, right? Like this range was beautiful for Frankie Candles Essentials, right? And if we go ahead and pull our range, right? Actually, probably going to pull this here, right? And the other nice thing is if you don't have Market Cipher, you can use any indicator you want to find your divergences, right? So I like to use Market Cipher, right? So I'll come in here. I'll select Market Cipher. Where is it? Bada boom. So now it's going to pull those divergences from Market Cipher B. And then we come on down to something like the 30-minute. You can see, right? You deviate below the low. You get some bullish confirmations, right? Back up to the high. Bearish confirmations, back down to the low, so on and so forth, right? And you can adjust these settings to your heart's desire, and then you also have the Fibonacci levels as well. I have a video explaining how to use this. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but yeah, just kind of helps you understand what I like to look for. But you cannot just trade this alone, right? There's other technical analysis and trading is very complex. So there you go. Hit the like button for 70K BTC. Shout out to Free Will, guys. Smash that like button if you have not already. And if you're finding any value in this live stream, so there you go. Smash that like button. Shout out to Easy, Elite Ways Easy said free sauce and a great community. What's not to like? This is value, people. Shout out to Elite Ways Easy. Elite Way Easy. I would say Elite Ways Easy. I always put a Z at the end of Ways. Shout out to Elite Way. But yeah, shout out to Bubba's Crypto. What is going on? Yeah, let's go for 350 likes, guys. I'm not usually live at this time, so we probably don't have as many people in here. So long Bitcoin today. Doge community is here. Shout out to Silver. We can take a look at Doge. Long Bitcoin, for me personally, I'm not saying you can't come up at all, but this is just for me. Like, my longs have to be taken on pullbacks, right? Like, I'm not going to long at the top of a green candle, right? Like, even my general strategy is short pumps and long dumps, right? Not long pumps, right? Like, you want to long before the pump. In my opinion, that's how I do it, right? There are breakout traders that are profitable and they make money, and that, I'm not saying that can't work. Just for me personally, I would not personally buy up here. If you bought up here, could price pump? Sure. Could you make money? Sure. But for me, I would have to wait for a retracement to look for a new long. So yeah, like, my longs are from down here, 100x long. I also have a long from down here and a long from down here. Longing the heck out of this thing on the uptrend. And you'll understand, right? Like, did take a couple stabs at shorts up here as we were hitting key resistance, but much more favoring longs on an uptrend, right? The trend is your friend until the end. Let's go ahead and check out Dogecoin real quick. Let's take a look. Let's see. Let me see here. Is this really our Dogecoin chart? I guess so. This Dogecoin chart is not the best. Maybe I'll make a new one. All right, let's take a look here. So on Dogecoin, I would say, okay, so you're breaking out of this area of value, very similar to what we're seeing on Bitcoin, honestly, right? I would say your next stop on Dogecoin probably going to be to get stuck somewhere in here, right? Go ahead and extrapolate this. Bada boom. So yeah, this is kind of what I would look for on Doge. Whoops. One value area high, value area low, POC. So locally, I would look for something like this. Come on. All right. Let's see. Let me spawn this. Bada boom. Okay, so yeah, so you have your value area low sitting right here at about 0.1217. POC at 12.5 cents. Value area high and POC. Like, yeah, these are pretty close to each other, right? So this could just kind of act as a magnet itself, because oftentimes you're looking to stop off at that POC. But right now, the POC is not in the middle of the range. Oftentimes it is. So right now, I mean, in my opinion, could you cool off? I mean, I would say maybe. Yesterday looked like we were going to cool off too, and price just kept ripping. But yeah, like, you get above this value area low, flip it to support. As long as you remain above this level at 0.1216, you could potentially anticipate a push up to that value area high POC, sitting closer to 13 to 13.5 cents. So yeah. And you can see, like, you come up, you don't perfectly tap it. You might have on a lower time frame. Yeah, like, you don't perfectly come down and tap it. You kind of front run it. But again, like, this is, I kind of just pulled this very quickly, right? So it's like, if I move this up a little bit, got it exactly on the value area high or value area low, things might change. But for the most part, like, that's your key level, right? Hold above, 0.1218 and continue potentially higher. 4-hour red dot might cool you off, right? Like, lower time frame volatility always expected, maybe something like that. But yeah, let's check the higher time frames. Yeah, 8-hour red dot. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you cool off. But those are kind of the levels that I would be looking at. Let's pull this fib real quick. Yeah, I mean, like, I can already tell looking at price, like, this is probably rejecting right now this POC or value area high, right? So if I pull this range, and this takes time to kind of, like, get used to and get the hang of. Like, it is more of an art than a science, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, like, what are you rejecting here? You're really rejecting this value area high, in my opinion, right? Or the value area low of this local range. Now, not everyone's going to be at this level, right? Like, I've been looking at this stuff for so long that it's, like, easy to kind of spot this stuff for me. Like, yeah, value area low. So yeah, it's just how I view the market. And in my opinion, it's the easiest way to view the market, because whether you're on, again, a 5-minute, a 1-minute, a 15-minute, a 2-hour, or a daily, you're gonna be able to look for these bigger levels. But minus all this local price action, I'll just delete all this. Minus all the local price action, this is kind of what I would look for on Dogecoin, a little bit more in the medium to long term. Let me actually see. Let me pull this. Pull it like that. Right, so I would say, like, these are probably your next major key levels on Dogecoin. Bada boom. Let me just mark out the high, the POC, and the low. Yeah. So, obviously you have these other like local value areas you could potentially respect, but in the long term, I would probably be looking for the move up to about 14.5 cents if we can continue up there. And then once you flip that POC, that's probably where the fun will start for Dogecoin, in my opinion. Kind of the situation that SHIB is in right now, right? SHIB is already approaching that big value area high, value area low, right? And then once you flip SHIB's POC, which is sitting right here, right? Once you flip that, that's where the real fun can begin for SHIB, in my opinion. But yeah, back to Doge. That's not even actually the bull market. Is this? No, that's not the bull market high. Yeah, SHIB is actually approaching this value area low. So there you go. That's kind of what I'd be looking at on Dogecoin. Shout out to Gen Z, says, good morning. What is going on? Welcome in, Gen Z. Thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate you. I get 4 likes per video from both my YouTube accounts. Hey, let's go. Shout out to Elite Ways, says my fiance and my daughter's extra mile for the Mafia. Shout out to Elite Ways EZ. Guys, smash up that like button. And we are going to, smash up that like button. If we get 550, what are we at here? We got about 550 in here. Oh my God, 284 likes, guys. Smash up those like buttons. We got multiple like buttons here. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, weekend is coming, guys. Trade safe. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Yeah, be careful, guys. Weekends can get a little bit sketchy. Yes, sir. Thanks for the free sauce. Shout out to Gen Z. Thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate you. Smashed it. Let's go. Shout out to Dave Green. No problem, bro. I am simply just up here doing what I love, man. I am doing what I love. Any thoughts on Sui? Let's take a quick look. Losing my voice here, guys. Losing my voice. Oh, I got black coffee here, guys. I got black coffee here. Oh, yeah. Let's go. It's still warm. How is that still warm? Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, Sui is, yeah, I mean, we got it's the same old here, right? You approach that, this is a little different because Sui wasn't around back in 2021. But, major, bull market range, right? Because this was the high that I made. What happens? You approach the value area low. Once you get into that major range, up to the POC, up to the value area high. But right now, you have hit that value area high and you are cooling off. So we'll take a bigger look at this on the live stream tonight. But, like next key level support is going to be the POC at 153. See the 4 hour? Yeah, 4 hour red dot. Is that a blood diamond? No. So, yeah, I mean, Sui, 3 hour money flow coming out. Maybe you cool off a little bit. I would kind of like in the long term, that POC at 154, 155 154 is going to be the key level to hold. Once you break below that, you can start looking back down towards the low. But yeah, I mean, break above the high, look to go to break above the low, go to the high, tap that high as resistance, look to go back down towards that POC. So there you go. Let's check out the long here. The 100Xer. Ooh, baby. 1200, baby. Let's go. I'm kind of indifferent here, to be honest. I kind of want to come down to save a little bit of my short, but this 100X long goes. That'd be nice. Literally, like low-key long. I think this is where I'm long from. 65.3 or 65.4. What is this entry? Oh, no, 64. No, that's the price right now. Where's my entry price? I look at so many exchanges, guys. Shout out to Blowfin. Blowfin is no KYC, so if you're having trouble getting on exchanges or leverage exchanges, guys, you can check out Blowfin. It is no KYC, so you should be able to just get right in there. Am I tripping right now? Where's my entry? I moved some stuff around yesterday. Total, average price, margin, mark price. I guess I could just look at it doesn't have my, doesn't have the line. Am I blind right now? Oh my God, I just almost closed all my positions. No, everything is here. Am I losing my mind right now, guys? Guys, let me know in the chat. Am I tripping? Do you guys see entry? Where's the entry price? Oh, you guys can't see behind my face. It's not there, though. Am I tripping? Okay, well, I guess I'm tripping. Reverse, trail stop at ADL. No, I don't. Yeah, 64.7. 64. Yeah, so about 64.7 is that entry. I am tripping, guys. I am tripping. A lot of times it says entry price on a lot of exchanges, but this just says average price. So 64.7 is let's I got to go down to the 1 minute to see where I actually entered. I can identify the price action. I'm not bragging about this. I can literally identify that price action on the 1 minute like clockwork. It's right here. It's kind of sad, to be honest. I look at so many charts. So yeah, 64.7. Yeah, so like right up here. Right before that move, man. Literally long the bottom on that 100X. It's literally how it has to go with 100X. You have to long the bottom or you're just going to get instantly wrecked. So there you go. We'll see if that continues to play out or if that's going to be wrecked here on the night stream tonight, guys. So yeah, don't miss out on the 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time frame. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. It's not usually my stream time. I'm not as astute right now, I guess. You earned it. Brag away. Shout out to Mr. Fibonacci. You earned it. Shout out to Mr. Fibonacci. I appreciate you so much, bro. Shout out to Yamin. Says, any chance on Turbo TA? We'll take a look at Turbo tonight. I actually have to hop out of here. I do have a premium live stream to get to in a few minutes here, and I got to get ready for it. It's at 1:45. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Mafia. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will see some of you in the premium Discord or the premium live stream in a few minutes, where we'll go over the trades from this week. And yeah, that's all the time I got for today's live stream. Oh God, I'll see you guys later tonight. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Shout out to Crypto Independent. Yes, Crypto Independent. It is true. Frankie Candles is 100x long, literally from the tippy bottom here. This is literally how you have to 100x long. If you're not going to snipe the actual bottom, I don't ever use 100x leverage. But it is true. It is true. Do not condone this. I'm not like a 100x leverage trader now. This was just a very, very low risk trade for me. But yeah, literally snipe the bottom there. And yeah, we're going to hold it. We'll see what happens. Shout out to the Mafia. You guys told me to hold it last night. So you guys are to thank for this one. But that's all the time I got today, guys. I'll see you guys later at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong. Bing bong.